Get set for an unforgettable journey to a land that embodies the mystical, the inspirational, and the divine. It's a country that sits at the intersection of three ancient faiths and on the cutting edge of the modern world. It lives on the threshold of history in a region defined by decades of conflict and a continuing search and struggle for peace. And on this trip, we're going to soar over towering palaces, ride the rapids of fabled rivers, and dive with the dolphins. We'll explore the ruins of lost empires, and we'll reach out and touch the stories of the Bible. And our guide on this journey is a man with unmatched access to this land. He's a man who lives and breathes the past and future of his people. And now he leads his nation as it faces one of the most critical crossroads in its history. His name is Benjamin Netanyahu, and he is the Prime Minister of Israel. So sit back and strap in, because for the next hour, we're taking you on an adventure that most travelers never get to experience. I'm Peter Greenberg, and this is Israel, the Royal Tour. Bordered by Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon, and with Saudi Arabia directly to the southeast, Israel has always been in a tough neighborhood. It's relatively tiny, slightly smaller than the state of New Jersey. More than half of Israel is the Negev Desert, but it still has the Red Sea, 118 miles of Mediterranean coastline, and up north, snow-capped mountains. The capital of Israel is the 5,000-year-old city of Jerusalem, and that's where I would begin my tour. After landing at the airport, I was picked up in the Prime Minister's official car, and we headed to his office in Jerusalem. As a journalist, I've been coming to Israel since 1970, and I've always been amazed at how much the country has changed over the years. Jerusalem has managed to retain the biblical antiquity that defines its character, while at the same time serving as the capital of one of the most modern and high-tech countries in the world. We enter the gates of the Prime Minister's office, a modest stone building located in the northwestern part of the city. As I headed upstairs, I was surprised to see the amount of press coverage the Royal Tour was attracting. Mr. Prime Minister.
Welcome to Israel, Peter.
Thank you, sir.
Is this your first visit?
No.
Well, this one's going to be different.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm ready, too. Let's go.
Before we began the tour, I sat down with the Prime Minister to discuss his life, his political career, and the challenges his country is facing during this pivotal time in its history. When you try to give people a sense of place of what this country is, put it in perspective for me.
Well, it's small.
How small?
You can fly across the width of Israel with a jet plane in about 3 minutes.
That's pretty small. And yet you're surrounded by some pretty big countries.
Yeah, but we've managed.
Israel was created on May 14th, 1948, when a UN resolution set aside land as an official Jewish state in what was formerly the British-controlled region of Palestine.
After 2,000 years, a Jewish nation once again exists. And while there is a rattle of gunfire in the Holy Land, there is cheering in Washington and Hebrew dances of joy for a Jewish homeland that has been reborn.
For the Jews, their new nation was more than just a refuge after the end of World War II and the Holocaust. It was a return to the homeland that they believed had originally been theirs some 4,000 years ago.
We lost the land of Israel. And as a result, we were thrown to the far corners of the world. We were persecuted. We had pogroms. We had terrible things, including the Holocaust. And then for the last several thousand years, all we've been trying to do is come back to our ancient homeland and rebuild our sovereign life as an independent, sovereign Jewish state, living in peace with its neighbors. This is what we've sought. This is what this whole country is about. It's the rebirth. It's the great rebirth of the Jewish people.
But from the day Israel first raised its flag, peace has been elusive. The fledgling country fought several wars with Arab coalitions from Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia. The most significant of these battles was Israel's victory in the Six-Day War of 1967, which greatly expanded the size of Israel's territory.
We were actually 3 times bigger than we are after the Six-Day War, when we were almost destroyed by 3 Arab armies. We broke the noose that was supposed to choke us, and we ended up having the Sinai Desert. We traded that for a peace treaty with Egypt. We gave a landmass 2 times the size of Israel, and all our oil. Can you imagine any country doing that? In history, the victor giving up the spoils? That tells you how much the people of Israel want peace.